time of the day, everyone. My name is Leo. Welcome to my channel. I'm a member of many Chinese learning groups on Facebook, and what I keep seeing quite frequently is how do I start learning Chinese? How do I learn Chinese? Where do I start? So, and because I've been learning Chinese for some time now, I have my own framework, my ideas which I want to share with you. I made a small script here for me, and I would like to go by the script. So basically, where I would you suggest to start is first Kangxi. So Kangxi is Chinese alphabet. So basically these are hieroglyphs which especially if you learn traditional Chinese, which is more difficult than simplified Chinese, Kangxi plays a huge role for character building. So Chinese as a language is character-based language, and each character comprises of several elements. So, and Kangxi elements make those characters. Okay, Kangxi, I guess, would be very important to learn, especially if you later would like to go into the direction of Japanese and Cantonese and Mandarin, Taiwanese Mandarin. So Kangxi, number one. Number two, Pinyin. So what is Pinyin? Pinyin is a phonetic pronunciation of Chinese language. So if I say something wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments in a friendly, loving manner. Okay? And Pinyin is quite important because Pinyin is also a typing system. You can use either Pinyin for typing Chinese characters or Zhuyin for typing Chinese characters. I recommend Pinyin. However, Zhuyin might be very useful for typing traditional characters. Zhuyin uses Bopomofo system, and it could be also learned. However, as I said, I prefer to stay with Pinyin because for me it makes more sense and it's easier, and Pinyin could also be used for typing traditional characters as well. In some rare cases, when I cannot fully utilize Pinyin for typing the characters I still can use handwriting and get those characters done. However, as I said, Pinyin fully covers my needs for typing Chinese. Okay, number two, Pinyin. So, Pleco. What is Pleco? Pleco is an amazing dictionary app for Chinese languages, and I mean for Cantonese and for Putonghua for Mandarin. So Pleco is just amazing for that. It has also a space repetition system flashcard module which you can buy. However, yeah, it is still rudimentary. It's not that good as let's say, Ankidroid flashcard app, I still would recommend you to buy this SRS flashcard option or module in Pleco, because it would help you to review the vocabulary and hence will help you to learn Chinese quicker and more effectively. However, for more serious learning, I absolutely would recommend Ankidroid app, because it has more features. It will allow you to learn in a way you want to learn it. So Ankidroid is just amazing for memorization of vocabulary. Number 3, Pleco. Measure words, also called quantifiers. So measure words, quantifiers. They are quite important in Chinese language for nouns, and they are used quite a lot actually. It's not ga all the time, j, ga, ne, ga. There are also other quantifiers, also other measure words for Chinese words. Okay, number 4. Number 4, measure words. Yeah. And now I want to give you some tips how you can learn Chinese language more effectively. As I said, I would absolutely recommend you to install Pleco. I would absolutely recommend you to install Ankidroid and learn how to use it in broad spectrum of use, because Ankidroid is quite extensive tool for memorization, for learning. Ankidroid may be not that user-friendly in terms of usability. However, in terms of functionality, Ankidroid is beyond amazing from my point of view. And yes, it still could be better, it could be more user-friendly, it could still use some more additional features. However, even as it is now, Ankidroid is amazing. Google Translate. Google Translate could be used for simple words. So if you use for something, Google Translate could be used as a reference for simple words and even for simple sentences. Over the years, Google Translate became way better in translating stuff into Chinese and from Chinese into, let's say, English. It's still not ideal, but over the years it became way better as it used to be before. So Google Translate is another very useful tool for starting to learn Chinese. Use it for translation, double check it in Pleco, and reverse translations to see the accuracy of your translation. The feature in Google Translate, you have a reverse translation. You can check the accuracy of the translation, which is also very, very useful. And I guess last point which I want to mention is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are very good for getting feedback on your texts. For example, if you would like to know if the sentence you are going to say is correct or not, you can simply place an inquiry, post your inquiry, and ask feedback for your sentence. Ask people to translate some stuff for you. Ask people to correct Chinese sentences you wrote into Facebook groups, and some people will eventually do it. If you want to concentrate on writing as well, Pleco offers sequences, so how you have to write characters, stroke order. So Pleco offers stroke order for characters, and in this way you can learn how to write Chinese characters in proper stroke order way. Handwriting in Chinese is, I would say, absolutely different subject, because handwriting Chinese is also very difficult, and reading handwritten Chinese written by native Chinese speakers is also very difficult. So basically it needs tons of time of practice. So if you want to progress into this area, you can and you will eventually. However, it is not easy. Which Chinese to learn? Simplified or traditional one? It's absolutely up to you. I learn traditional one because I also want to be able to read what people from Taiwan are writing and saying, what people in Cantonese writing and saying, and because I also learn Japanese, is also immensely useful to know traditional characters, because traditional characters are used in Japanese as kanji, and it's also very useful to know traditional characters. However, one needs to know both of them. So basically you need to know and you need to be able to read simplified characters, and you need to know traditional characters as well. So depends. If you want to communicate only with mainland China and mainland based population of China, then traditional Chinese maybe not that useful for you. Simplified will absolutely do. So simplified may be more useful for you than the traditional one. However, if you want to go across the whole Chinese world, mainland China, Taiwan, Cantonese speaking people, and Japanese kanji, traditional one is really very useful and much needed. Have an amazing day. I wish you all the best wherever you are. I wish you an amazing time, whatever time you currently have. Is it morning time, daytime, evening time, night time? Have an amazing time. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Bye bye. Goodbye.